While Sauron's most notable form in the Lord of the Rings movie franchise was the Great Eye that gave us all nightmares, his most noteworthy appearance was at the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring, where we saw the War of the Last Alliance as men and elves battled Sauron's forces on the plains of Mordor. We see him in an indomitable suit of armor, and although it looked awesome, it didn't help that much as the Dark Lord was struck down, at least temporarily. With Sauron playing a major role in Amazon's The Rings of Power, some fans were excited to finally see what Sauron's face looked like under his armor. Though after the show's big reveal, it only raised more questions, and book readers know that Sauron's physical appearance in The Rings of Power and what he looked like beneath his armor in the Fellowship of the Ring are very different from each other. So before time began, the Valar and the Maiar, the greater and lesser angels, participated in the creation of Middle-earth through song. Sauron was one of these Maiar who basically fell from grace and turned to the dark side. Wrong franchise, but you get the point. Sauron could change forms and hide his true nature, and even shifted into things like vampires and werewolves, which is pretty cool, you know, for an evil entity. Thanks to the power of the One Ring, Sauron's spirit escapes the ruin of Numenor, but his power was diminished. After that, he could no longer hide his awful demon-like appearance. When he created a new body for himself, he could only rely on the power and malice that was stored up in his One Ring. Thus, when Sauron returned, he was the incarnation of his own hate and evil. So the interesting thing is that Tolkien never described Sauron as wearing armor of any kind in the books. This was created for the film trilogy and was likely done with the thought that it would be difficult to portray combat with a spirit-looking evil entity, but that wouldn't necessarily have been accurate either. At the end of the day, Sauron was a demonic spirit, but Tolkien made it clear that he did have a physical form at this point in history. Essentially, Sauron's armor was an invention, but if he had been wearing armor, it wasn't like a disembodied spirit would have been animating the suit. It would have been something far more terrifying. If I had to guess personally, he looked like the burnt bottom side of a pizza, but that's just my theory. What do you think he looked like underneath his armor? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching CBR. See you next time.